we touched, where to go? You want to talk about the blacklist now? I think an awful
Well, I just want to say before we go into that I think this is probably the last time that that I'll sell myself and the book. And I wanted to do it here because Dinah was such a factor in my life, in the turmoil and the inability to work, and in having a marriage where I was married to somebody who didn't like me very much. That I had this girl. I had this girl who is not that different now than she was, trying to walk across the room. This piece of life, this fire, this force that anchored me through everything. I mean, having Dinah was my anchor. And during the bad times, she's a funny kid. and so somehow, though things were disastrous at times, we were a couple until she was 12. Yeah, boys. but we were a couple. She was there for me to make money to have a home for my family, Dinah and me, and so this has a special meaning for me because this is Dinah's home, and I come here in the summer and she is gone and taken whatever we had together and multiplied it so many times, and it's just a place I treasure and a home I treasure, and so it's
I want to. Mom touched on her marriage to my father, and I wanted to read this passage from the book regarding that and the blacklist. I'm going to stand up here, it's a little easier for me. Yeah, it's easier, thanks. I actually wasn't sure whether I was a member of the Communist Party or not. As far as my husband was concerned, I was a hapless bourgeois, unschooled in Marx, Lenin, or Hegel. He was a writer, an intellectual. I had my own ideas, and to him they were simplistic, unideological. One afternoon, Arnie, that was my father, passed me in the foyer of our apartment. I think it would be a good idea for you to join the party. It would make some of our friends more secure around you. I understood the truth of his logic. Okay, I said on my way to the kitchen. By the time I turned on the faucet, I was a member of the party. Since Arnie, to me, was God, his suggestion, a reality. We went on our respective ways. I doubt my name was added to an official list. I was never given a card saying I was a member of the Communist Party. But I crossed an invisible line somewhere between the foyer and the kitchen. I was one of them. I liked it. So I was surprised when I met with Leonard Boudin to find out that more steps had to be taken to become an actual Communist Party member. And I wasn't one, he said. I was being readied and prepared for the House Un-American Activities Committee. And the Fifth Amendment was my defense, Leonard told me. So I want to just stop there, and I wanted to, I wanted to ask you to talk about, that beginning time when you were, when you found out that you had to go and testify in front of the House of American Activities.
Is the mic on now?
I don't know, is it?
That's it.
Oh. Yeah, hello.
Is there anybody here who doesn't know what the House Un-American Activity Committee did in the 50s?
No.
Okay.
Everyone's over 30.
Nobody's admitting it.
Yeah. And do you have any names? Okay, good, because it was a dreadful part of our history. Is this thing working?
Yeah.
Okay. There you go.
Well, is it working?
Yeah,
Yes.
I was in a play on Broadway with Joyce Van Patten, who has her family here tonight. And the House called me to testify, and they always wanted me to name my husband. They never called him, but they were very big on having wives name husbands and husbands name wives. And so Leonard Boudin, who was a wonderful, wonderful, attractive attorney, told me I was going to take the Fifth Amendment, but that I could say that I was not a member of the Communist Party. And so I went into this room, and this guy said to me, what's a nice little girl like you doing in a place like this? And there were these odd bumpkins who knew nothing about the theater or what I did or television, just asking me, and I have, the testimony, the actual testimony in the book, of them asking me, like one was, do you have an agent? And I said, yes. Who are they? The William Morris Agency. Are they communists? So that was like the lunacy of what was coming at me. They didn't have a clue as to who I was or what I did. Actually, I was very, very active in the television union, fighting the governing board, who were actively blacklisting their own members. So, and they didn't have that. They didn't care about that. All they wanted were names, and they were like, buffoons. They were silly. Yeah.